What's up, y'all? It's your boy CEO back with another show. Um, Jay Z just dropped the interview. The boy Jay Hova. I didn't watch it yet, so this one gonna be quick. Probably about an hour exactly, and I just want to see what he's talking about. I just kind of copy and paste the title and whatnot, and we just gonna watch it together. You know what I mean? I think it'll make for some good content. So we gonna get straight to it. Let me cue this up. See what's up.
It's been a long time since you sat down for one of these.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
What have you been up to?
Wow, everything, a lot. Most people go through their things, very privately.
You took it on tour.
Live every night. It was.
I ain't gonna front. GQ been doing really nice setups for Black people in the past year or so. I did notice that their production value for Black people has definitely increased. I think it was the bourgeoisie polo joint that was fire, and then what they did for the cast of sinners that was fire too. So
was so healing. I'm fucking Jay-Z. Respectfully.
Word.
Like, for what? To what end?
How would you rate your 2025? Like, looking back on the last year?
It was hard. Really hard. I was like heartbroken.
Really?
Yeah. I'm glad we got right to that, so we could just get that out the way.
Okay.
Like, I was really heartbroken by like everything that occurred, with all we in the space now where it's just like, almost like consequence is not thought about enough. So everything is so instant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like that whole Busby.
This civil lawsuit that was dropped, dismissed.
That shit took a lot out of me. I was angry. I haven't been that angry in a long time. Uncontrollable anger. Like, you don't put that on someone. Like, that's the thing that you better be super sure. It used to be like that. Like, you have to be super sure before you put.
I ain't going front. I was kind of trolling Ho when that whole thing dropped, but I was just trolling. Like, I didn't think he did that.
Those kind of things on a person, especially a person like me. Like, even when we were doing the worst things, we were doing bad, we had those kind of rules. There was a line, no women, no kids. You hear those sayings, but those are things that I took from the street. Morals, integrity, code. Those things I took because we lived and died by that. So it's strict for me. Like, it meant a lot to me. I took that really hard. And I knew that we was gonna walk through that. We was gonna walk through that. Because, first of all, it's not true. And the truth is, at the end of the day, it still reigns supreme.
When you're feeling these feelings, how do you then bounce back and get back to being Jay-Z?
I don't know. This is the first thing I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually. It was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense. When we first,
I wonder what an all offense approach looked like for Jay-Z. We talking about somebody who had a strong grip on the culture for about 15 years straight before he started to like cool down and just like get into like corporate America. And he would give us an album like probably every 2-3 years. So what does an all offense 2026 look like for Jay-Z? That'll be interesting to see.
Dropped Reasonable Doubt, we sold 34,000 records. We went like at MTV, like, give us a performance in the last slot.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? You don't even have a video that we played. They ain't say these words, but you know what I'm saying. The energy was like, you're new.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't proven yourself. But in our mind, the fact that we released an album was proof enough of concept. We did it. That was hard then. We're not in control of distribution, marketing, anything. We're going like a street level, street team approach to this. And so when we put the album out, that was the win.
Yeah.
And when we had some success, and remember, on the streets, we were platinum. Anywhere you was going to go, you was going to hear Reasonable Doubt.
Did you feel that way at the time, though?
No, No, at the time I wanted a deal.
Were you
That's why I went to
dejected
every single
almost?
label. Huh?
30,000 records in the street, out the trunk. That's kind of a lot. I mean, people are only doing 30,000 like a week now with a whole machine behind them, a whole budget. I don't know, but 34,000 records, that's a lot.
Did you feel like dejected or?
I wasn't. Yes, I was rejected, not dejected.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? Like every door was, but I always believed in myself.
Yeah.
It wasn't a moment that I thought I'm not good enough for this industry.
Mhm.
At every rejection, I thought, why do they have this guy in place? He
Like-
doesn't know what's going on.
Like they're slacking.
They're
They're not seeing the vision. When you look back at that time, are there things that you're glad that you didn't know?
Yeah, of course. It's almost like if you're in the room and you go through this room and you get to the end and you open the door and you're like, wow. And then you turn back and you turn the lights off and it was like pits and snakes. You know, your naive nature just naturally navigated you through the dark. And that's made up for the things that we didn't know. And it helps because you can learn something so much that you just tap out. I think
That's a fact. Sometimes you could get like so deep into a certain thing and then you just like burn out. You'll burn out. Like when I was doing ride share down in Atlanta, like I was doing 12 hours, 16-hour days. You know, I'll max out the app after 12, rest for 6 hours and try to do another 12 after that. I did that for so long that I was just like, I just didn't care anymore. So it definitely, hold on, I just got a text. It's definitely a burnout.
that happens a lot in the music business. Like people get in the music business for the right reasons and they're very passionate about it, but then it becomes Monday.
It reminds me of an old Kanye quote of something he said about you when he said, with Jay, you always see the win. What do you think he meant by that?
I think that showed the entire picture from You Must Love Me to Regrets to, you know, Soon You Understand. But the wins are so big that I can see where that can dominate a person's memory. You forget the losses.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or the perception.
or that becomes the perception that it's
Right.
only wins. And then I do say I will not lose. So
Well, I
I
was
could
gonna-
add to the perception as well.
I was going to say you also are really good at kind of like, you have a discipline of almost like shrugging off any kind of perception of a loss. Like,
Yeah.
what's the next go 0 for 82? I'll look at you like it's gravy. Like, you know?
Yeah, because it's all wins. If I had 0.1 of the nets, I won.
Or
It's like I had ownership in a basketball team in Brooklyn.
is that something you continue to apply? Like,
Yeah.
when, God forbid, something goes wrong,
Yeah.
don't freak out. We can.
It's not even God forbid when something goes wrong. Something goes wrong. Everything in life happens for your greatest good.
Mhm.
Everything. I had to not get a deal in order to become who I am today. It didn't feel like the greatest blessing of all. It was the greatest blessing that I didn't get a deal. Right? So again, everything in your life, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
When you
Don't
push-
skip over that.
Yeah.
It's not happening to you. It's happening for you.
So
You just got to know the distinction. Everything is just how you relate to it. There's no good or bad. Shit happens. It's life.
when did you reach that acceptance of that concept though?
I read a lot of books earlier, Seed of the Soul, Celestine Prophecies, and, you know, all these different books. And I was picking up all these gems and jewels on the way. But I was also 26 when I came in, and I lived a lot of life
Yeah.
in those 26 years. Marcy to Trenton, New Jersey,
Hold on, we're gonna go back. I missed that.
to Cambridge, those the distinction. Everything is just how you relate to it. There's no good or bad. Shit happens. It's life.
When did you reach that acceptance of that concept though?
I read a lot of books earlier, Seed of the Soul, Celestine Prophecies, and, you know, all these different books. And I was picking up all these gems and jewels on the way. But I was also 20.
Old Hove was dropping gems, man. That's why it's kind of like a special thing that he doing Reasonable Doubt at Yankee Stadium, man. Like his trademark is the Yankee hat. Like That album is legendary for sure.
6 when I came in, and I lived a lot of life
Yeah.
in those 26 years. Marcy to Trenton, New Jersey, to Cambridge, Maryland, to Newport News, Virginia. I met all sorts of people, been in all sorts of situations, and I came out without a scratch. Never been to jail.
3 shots never touched me.
3 shots never touched me. I've never been.
For as much crack Hov said he moved, he never been to jail. Yeah, you'll start feeling like Hov for sure.
I came out unscathed. It was very rare. And I was always curious after that. Once you reach that part, like I've had the living, and now I'm like, man, why did that happen? I'm always questioning, like, why did that happen? Why did it happen that way?
I want to ask you just a little bit about A Written Testimony specifically, just because that was the most recent release. I think it came out like right before the pandemic started. So
Yeah,
you guys
like
didn't
the
talk
day.
about that much. The day.
Yeah. My favorite verses off that just jumbled track. You know, I love that track. It's so noisy and just so unorthodox. Flux capacitor.
You know what's funny about that? So I don't know if you remember this. You and I were emailing about that because I wrote about that album. And I said, this verse is crazy, even if it's offbeat.
Yeah.
And you said that being offbeat was the point, champ. And I was like, well, what can I say to that?
Yeah. Sometimes you need to sit in the pocket. 'Cause my pocket is always, it's like with a foot over the thing anyway. It's always hanging to the last moment. And it's like, because sometimes I try to fit a lot of words into like a small space. Then that last word just like get in the door.
Sticking with A Written Testimony, you have a couple of verses on there that I really like because they kind of speak to what's going on with you in a broader sense in the culture, like on Universal Soldier, I think it is, when you said that you don't keep the same energy for the DuPonts and the Carnegies.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to talk a little bit about this idea of like you said earlier, like the things that you do for the culture, the ways that you put on, the ways that you try to protect and move forward, but kind of the pushback that you get sometimes about like people throw capitalists at you in a derogatory sense.
Yeah, I think in that verse specifically, the only thing I heard coming up was the American dream until we started being successful. And it was like, wait a minute, you're selling out because you're making money. That was the first thing that was put on musicians. People had this law for the struggling artists. That's a mind game, what we would call back in the day for technology. It was like, no, I'm not going for that. Like, no, I make art first. And then I make sure that I'm compensated for my art. I didn't take advantage. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people. I didn't take no one. That's not my reputation. That's not what I do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. Just see the world like the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure to do. I didn't get here by taking advantage of people or taking advantage of, the loopholes in the system or some wrinkle in like a capitalist structure. That structure exists, and I just see the world.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say Hov took advantage of people, but he definitely shedded a lot of weight on his way to the top. Like, I wouldn't say he did Dame wrong or anything like that. I don't think Dame was ready to like grow with Hov. You know what I'm saying? Like Dame was too focused on being the boss instead of like growing within the business outside of the music business. I mean, they did Rockaware, then Hov went into the sneakers. I remember when Hov got his Reebok deal. That was different. I think that was like the second biggest. Him and 50 Cent did it at the same time with Reebok with the G Unit sneakers. I think Run DMC had the big sneaker deal with Adidas when they had that track. But Hov always decided to do like good business. So I wouldn't say he did people wrong. I just say he outmaneuvered them.
for what it is, not for what I want it to be. I'm a realist, not an ideal. It's not idealistic. People speak about the world how they want to see it. You're never gonna win like that.
You said something just now though about you pushing independence, right? Kind of like in the spirit of Prince. When you embody that, do you feel like you are kind of setting a mold or leading a charge for like what the successful Black man is allowed to do, and like breaking these spaces, breaking these confines?
Yeah, I even want you to take that out of your vocabulary.
Take what?
Allowed. You know what I'm saying? We're not allowed to do anything.
It's like whole schooling young boy right now, right?
You know, in order for someone to allow you, they have to have authority over you.
Mm-hmm.
No one has authority over us. We exist like everyone else here. No one can allow us to do anything. But that word comes from a real space. And I want to eliminate all those type of words for us.
Yeah.
Yes. So the answer to that is yes.
When you're on a mission to eliminate words like allow, like you said, do you feel like that makes you a target sometimes from?
Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. What's the Nipsey thing? Pray for me, y'all. One day I'm gonna have to pay for these thoughts. Real niggas is extinct. It ain't safe for me, my dog. These are real fucking lyrics.
You've come back to that a lot in the last few years. Like the more I reveal me, the more they will kill me. Stuff like that. When you say they, like who is that?
Whatever the threat to, however the system is set up to keep things at status quo and keep us in a position of using words like allow.
At one point, Jay-Z was a part of that system when it came to the music game, and DMX touched on that a lot. How like when Jay-Z got the president job at Def Jam, like DMX album kept getting pushed back. And a lot of people don't know every DMX album outsold Jay-Z's album as far as like first month numbers. Of course, Jay-Z ended up outselling him in the long run, but like DMX actually did like better numbers for the first week every time they dropped the album in the same year, for sure. And Jay-Z definitely took advantage of that position in Def Jam, for sure.
So anyone that's culpable in creating the system that we operate under, that's they.
Yeah.
That's they. And it actually goes beyond color.
Yeah.
Because I've encountered that a lot. Where it was just like, okay, this successful Black man make it. Let me go to him.
Yeah.
And for help. And they're like, you don't fuck with no rap shit.
Oh, wow.
Not like out like that, but you know,
that's the energy.
Oh, so Jay-Z had to experience that you're not one of us, even though he was successful and rich. It's just because he was a rapper. So Jay-Z did experience discrimination amongst his own. That's interesting.
Like the energy, it's like you see the energy.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking about how you described last year as being angry and for the first time in a while. Yeah. I wondered what it felt like to be pulled back into that feeling and how you pulled yourself out or how you leaned on the people around you.
Yeah.
I've been saying to pull
I needed the people around me more than ever. Because usually when I have that feeling, I would just make music and just be therapeutic. I'll be able to.
And that's usually when we get our best hole, but I'm gonna let him continue.
I blowed it out.
Yeah.
And I would be like, I move on. I had to sit in that for a long time. And luckily I had that. And right, again, I built this circle that's really safe for me, of people that really love me, not using me, and like, really care for my best interests. So I was able to have that in the time, the most crucial time for me.
Yeah.
Especially people that were close to me, and I'll explain.
Mapworks, what up, bro? I see you, bro. Now I'm just reviewing this Jay-Z interview, man. I'm watching it for the first time. I'm just giving live commentary on it, so try to make some content. You feel me? Thanks for pulling up. Hope you're enjoying the show. Let's get back to it.
So like, you know, when those type of things happen, people run. They don't care what happened. They don't care. They just like, save yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so I have partners. You know, I've had big deals with, I called my guy from LVMH, hey man, this is coming, and I can't get rid of it. I can't take a settlement.
Yeah.
It ain't in my DNA.
Yeah, Jay-Z know that if he would have took a settlement in the streets, that would have been like admitting guilt. Like, you know what I mean? So I get where he coming from with that. I get where he coming from with that. He didn't want to just pay it to go away. I mean, he saw what happened to Mike when Mike had the settlements and took the settlements and stuff. It's just not a good look.
First I had to tell my wife. Let's back up.
Yeah.
Like,
That's another thing. Ooh. His wife's Beyonce. How you gonna tell Beyonce that you being accused of misconduct in a sexual nature?
it ain't even in me. I know what this is the weight that this is gonna bring on our family.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. The makeup, I would die. It would have been cheaper, yes. Cheaper, quicker,
Yeah.
move on with your life. It was like a testament because people know me. Like, I know who you are, and that's impossible. And not only we standing by you, but what do you need?
Yeah. What did you kind of do to come back from that personally or emotionally, I guess?
I'm still working with that. That's a great question. I'm still dealing with that.
What was it like watching Blue come into her own even more on this most recent tour?
That was amazing.
Like,
you know, because on the first tour, you know, there was a lot of conversation around her first performance.
mm-hmm.
And she worked really hard to get to that point, but she still wasn't going for it. She still was like going through the motions. And then after that, she just started going for it. Like, she started fighting back. I saw her fight maybe for the first time in her life, like fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like not everything is just given to her and everything is easy.
Yeah, when you a parent and you watch your children come into their own, it is great to see how they handle adversity. And we're talking about a child whose parents are like the power couple, right? Like, this is like relationship goals, Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? So, you know, it's great to see that he's humanized by going through these everyday experiences that their everyday parents go through. So let's see how he expressed that.
She had to fight for that, and she fought for it. Then to see her do the amount of work, she's almost on every number.
Yeah.
I had to take her off physically or something. I'm like, man, you can't be on that stage with.
You don't like him, Red? Demons? Why you think it's demons? Well, that's a whole nother show with the demons with Jay-Z, right? No thanks. I feel you. He's not everybody cup of tea.
She's singing, 6-inch heels. You crazy? That's never gonna happen. Like it was like that. It was like a fight.
Sure.
She wanted to dance every single number. And that's a lot of, choreography to remember.
Mm-hmm.
She was 13 at the time. That's a lot. And she was nailing it. She was going crazy.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Like Blue is a crazy pianist.
Oh,
But she won't let us get her like a teacher. She don't want to be mentored in that way because she wants it to feel just like fun. She don't want it to be a job.
Mm-hmm.
But when she has a perfect pitch,
mm-hmm.
anything. If she hears a song, she'll be like, play it again, and then she'll play it.
Oh, wow.
Like she'll teach herself. She'll find the notes, and then she's off playing it. That's just talent, because we tell her like, no, that's not.
So Blue Ivy is a prodigy? Let's find out, man. That's crazy. That's dope, though. Piano is a difficult instrument to learn. You got to have all that muscle memory with your fingers and all that. Like, catch cramps and stuff. You really got to train yourself to really get into it.
Normal, right? But she's just like, no, I just want to play. I enjoy playing. Let me just play. So she doesn't work at that. she worked at this, you know, and you know, it makes me proud that she fought for something that she really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna be able to get off that stage now. I don't know.
I got you, Red.
You pop out like when you want to, you record when you want to, like you're not in that like that stricture.
Yeah, I think 444 released a lot. Although it's the hardest album for me to make, it's still hard to. I can't even listen to 444 because it's so. It's the album that I was always afraid to make.
It's funny you say that. I couldn't really listen to 444 neither. I think I did like one playthrough and I never picked it up again. But I did listen to that OJ song over and over, I guess, because it was on the radio. K-Dot, Mr. Morale album was like that too for me. I couldn't like get into it too much, but he did have like one or two songs that I would just like play all the time. But as an album, yeah, 444 just wasn't really my favorite type Jay-Z album. I'm more of a Blueprint. The Blueprint one was mine. And then as I got older, I started to appreciate Reasonable Doubt a lot, which is crazy because he's doing both of those albums in Yankee Stadium. They just added another tour date too. That's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like you think about like, man, I want to make an album like it's just like pure and just like vulnerable and just like the real interior thoughts.
A word, Red, your son played the piano? That's dope. I mean, that's dope. I mean, I wish I knew how to play the piano. That's dope, man. That's fire. Shout out to your son.
You know, not like, you know, this Superman, like this mythical figure.
So it's interesting for you to like pinpoint that because, like we were saying earlier, the last time you did one of these like kind of real sit downs was around 444, when that had like just happened and just come out. So I'm curious now, like what it's like that it's been some time since that, and how you've kind of evolved with those changes and going through that door, like you said.
I'm super proud of the work that I've done and put in, and to be able to do that in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
Like most people, you know, they get to, you know, go through their things, you know, very privately. Right?
You took it on tour
Live every night. It was so healing. 444 to like Everything Is Love. That's a real chapter in life that you know, it got recorded.
Everything Is Love. You're rapping like really like there's some crazy verses on there where you're just like flowing nuts. Like Friends and Nice, you know, like.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm a fan of my wife's creativity. She's a monster in the studio. She can hear like a sound off of like a drum 8 months prior and be like, what happened to that drum that was, remember that song? I'm like, no. And she'll pull out a drum sound that's like needed for that moment. You know what I mean? Like she's a great producer. So when you're around that type of talent, it's just like, again, you know, you're in that type of energy, you know, people bringing music and, you know, it's just a vibe. So those verses were just crafted because we were just having a good time.
It feels like you and her are in a real creative zone too right now. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like the last couple albums she's put out, I've noticed your name in the liner notes a lot too. Like I can kind of picture you like in the studio flowing like Unicorn is the uniform you put on, you know?
Yeah, but you know, again, it's that energy. Like I know what she's trying to accomplish and anything that I can contribute. I mean, for my family, first of all, you know, I thought it was super important and a challenge and fun to be in the room.
Does that give you some?
I mean, all the tracks Jay-Z and Beyonce are on are like I think they all platinum, but they bangers though. They bangers for sure. When Beyonce on the hook and Hove rapping, what was that first one they did? Dangerously in Love. That used to go crazy. Damn, I'm telling my age. That used to go crazy though. I remember that.
Your own creative spark to get back to your own zone and get the pen out?
It actually does the opposite.
Really?
I'm actually fulfilled in that space. You know what I mean? Just to be like, you know, a small cog in that wheel. I'm getting out that creativity. But again, I was just so like heavy. And I don't know how to make music that's not reflective of how I'm feeling at the moment. It would have been fiery,
That would have been.
but I don't know. I don't know if it's done more harm than good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because, you know, I have a lot of like scratch ideas and they like all bad. I gotta be honest, they're bad. It's just like all bad.
The streets really wanted you on that Clips album.
Yeah, I was close. I think I think the first thing that I say, it has to be said from me.
You can't be like a.
I don't want to be so rigid with it though. I'm gonna keep that open. So I'm gonna take that back. But at that moment, I was like, yeah, I want to do something, but in order for me to move forward, I got to get this shit out. I got to get it out.
When we're talking about putting on for the culture, what does it mean to you to be at the helm of a cultural events?
I mean, we getting a Hove album. That mean Hove about to drop an album. Y'all think Hove about to drop an album on us? He said, I got to get this out. He said, I got to get this shit out. Like, I don't think he's saying that just to be saying that. And I think it's bigger than this performance, man. Y'all think Hove dropping the album? Like, is this really the beginning of like the new Jay-Z album rollout with GQ magazine? That'll be fire. It better be fire. I mean, I don't know. I don't want a 444. I kind of like want a Magna Carta. That was fire. Magna Carta was fire to me. Why it's not clicking? Okay.
So important as the Super Bowl.
I think everyone should experience music in its totality. And for a lot of years, it was only one side of music that was being represented.
Yeah.
And we got the opportunity to create a more balanced idea of what popular music is today.
Yeah.
I'm not going out on a limb. It's the most famous people in the world.
Statistically supported.
It's like I'm not like, I didn't pick like the indie artist that I really like from Portland. The #1 streamed artist in the world. Him.
It's crazy that I think last year was still like the first solo rap act, which is crazy to say that last year was that. Was that a hard one to get across the board?
Not without conversations that was like dated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you said, this.
I didn't know what he mean. Not without conversations that was dated. What do you mean by that? I need that button. Remind me to get that button. I need that. What do you mean by that? Was he mean racial conversations? Like, what do you mean? Because Kendrick is nice, but like, if it wasn't filmed that way, I don't think you enjoyed the show if you were there at the Super Bowl. I mean, the people at the Super Bowl should enjoy the show too, because everybody else is in the comfort of their home.
The stats show Kendrick broke the audience record.
Yep.
It's not rocket science. It's like this is the music of our time, and it should be represented on the biggest stage because these are some of the. I'm not saying they're the only artists, right? Obviously, other artists would be offended.
Yeah.
But I think that was the right choice.
As a rapper, first and foremost, and being one of the pillars of contemporary rap, I would have to imagine that you got a special kick out of watching that show, though, in particular.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I thought it was brave.
That show had a lot of subliminals in it. That's why. You say you thought it was brave? Had a lot of subliminals in it. A lot of real messages encoded in the visuals and in the dance and all that.
I thought what he did was brave.
A lot of people thought the Kendrick Lamar halftime show was I think he's still talking about the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. Well, yeah, a lot of people thought it was corny, but like when you do like film and all that, you kind of like catch the message visually. Like I could watch it on mute and catch the message just based off how it was broadcasted. So that was pretty dope. And the lady that did that, it was a black lady that did that whole setup with the broadcasting and the camera work and all that. That was pretty dope.
And it speaks to who he is as a performer.
Mm-hmm.
He could have made it a little easy on himself.
just aesthetically and like what the
No.
scope?
Aesthetically, it was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
flawless. The artistic choice to play
The new album.
the new album was a choice, and brave in front of that big of an audience. Because even
Yeah, I remember that being the talk about the halftime show too. No one knew all the songs. No one knew the songs.
if 10 million people know some of these songs, it's 120 million people. That's like, what is he doing? And as an artist, to stand up there and do it and complete your vision was like, I had to tip my hat. Like, I have a high respect for him already, but like even more, my respect was like, he's really about what he say he's about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this only as a participant in.
You don't have to give a disclaimer first.
Well, I'm just saying, as someone who was part of probably the genre's biggest rap beef,
Well, until now.
as a spectator,
Yeah.
what did you think of the 2024 back and forth between him and Drake?
I'm gonna have an answer you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like that. That's presumption.
Drake, you're gonna have an answer. I'm not gonna like. Let me hear this entirely over. Oh, it's almost done too. That's good. We get to get out of here in time for Rose.
As a spectator,
Yeah.
what did you think of the 2024 back and forth between him and Drake?
I'm gonna have an answer you're not gonna like.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like that. That's presumptuous. I think that look, there was 4 pillars of hip hop. There are 4 pillars of hip hop, right?
Yep.
There's breakdancing,
Yep.
and it's graffiti.
Yep.
There's DJing
Mm-hmm.
and battling.
Yep.
Breakdance is not at the forefront of rap anymore. It's actually an Olympics sport. So that's dead. Graffiti,
Yeah.
beautiful, in certain places.
Yeah.
And even in major art and like Keith Haring
Yeah. Yeah.
and Basquiat, actually, a street artist,
Yep.
took it to a next level. It's not part of hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
DJing. The DJ was in the forefront. It was Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince,
Right. Yeah.
Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah.
You don't even know the DJ for half of the artists anymore. Who's
Yeah.
Drake DJ? I have no idea. Okay,
Couldn't tell you off top.
that no longer exists.
Damn. Didn't like a couple DJs just have a run? DJ Mustard? DJ Mustard. Well, they produce. The DJs are producing now, but they not DJ. Nah, but DJ Mustard be putting on. I gotta look into that. Nah, but DJ Mustard not bringing. Who he used to? Who DJ Mustard bought out? It was those them Ray Shimmer. Them Black Beatles dudes. Damn, DJ is getting phased out.
And the last pillar is battling. We love the excitement, and I love the sparring and the music you get.
Mm-hmm.
But in this day and age, it's so much negative stuff that comes with it. They almost wish it didn't happen.
Really?
Yeah, because it's almost like it's a final thing. Now people that like Kendrick hate Drake,
Yeah.
no matter what he makes, no matter what he says. And it goes far too. It's like attack on his character and his thing and it's like, I don't know if I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it's helpful to our growth where the fallout lands,
Mm-hmm.
especially on on social media, which takes place every day.
Yeah.
And now you have these pods of cult.
The Stan armies fighting.
Yeah, and it's like,
I wonder what the battle rappers gonna feel about that statement, man. Because I be filming a lot of I film a lot of battle rap events, and like for certain ones, it be just so much niggatry going on, man. Like you don't even get to you can't enjoy yourself because you're in such a high stressed environment. So I wonder what the battle rappers gonna feel about that statement right there. Because they got a whole culture where they just battle. You know what I'm saying? And not many of them can pivot into making music. Only one I know really is Polo Paul, for sure.
it's too far.
Yeah.
It's like bringing kids in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. Maybe I've grown in a space that is probably, I sound like the old guy wagging the finger. But I think we can achieved the same thing as far as like sparring with music, with collaborations more so than breaking the whole thing apart.
Yeah.
It could stand it before because there was no social media and there was no thing. And, you know, you had the battle and it was fun and then you moved on.
Right.
Right now, I don't know if it could stand it with the technology that we have.
Because it takes up so much oxygen.
It takes up so much oxygen.
Yeah.
And now it's just like every day they're just trying
Like they're
to
still
take,
talking about it.
it's not just talking about it. Not like, yo, this song, I like this.
Yeah.
No, it's like trying to tear down.
Yeah, I mean, it takes up so much oxygen, like he said. Like, I see it as like a deep breath. But I think the Jay-Z and Nas battle, that was like, this is predating social media. The Jay-Z Nas battle was like, it was talked about for like 5 years straight, bro. Like, I know all through it. I know it happened in 2021. I mean, not 2021, 2001. That was talked about all the way up until like 2016. I ain't gonna lie. For real, for real. It popped back up on Twitter when Twitter popped out, and Twitter didn't exist when the battle happened. So it's does take up a lot of oxygen.
Down to people's life.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like trying to, you know, wreck this guy's marriage or this guy's relationship with his child. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's worth it at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Again, I love the idea that we got so much music in such a short period of time.
Great music.
Just everything around it was just like, man, it's like taking us a couple steps back.
Yeah.
And we just grown so much that I don't know if, I guess I'm gonna say it, I don't know if battling needs to be part of the culture anymore.
Interesting.
I hate that I have this point of view. I do, because I know what it sounds like. I know what it feels like. I hate it. It's just how I feel about
Well,
it.
it even kind of extended to you, right? Because people made it a personal thing that you chose Kendrick for the Super Bowl. It's like, oh man, he's choosing this.
Who stole music? Stolen music? Elaborate on that, Red. What you mean by stolen music? I think what he said is facts. Like, a lot of like the tracks was coming back to back to back to back. Like, I think the longest we waited was a week. You know what I mean? So the track didn't even get a chance to live. It's like Drake dropped and Kendrick dropped, Drake dropped and Kendrick dropped. But then like Drake started that trend with Meek Mills, right? With the back to back, right? Yeah, Drake dropped, I forgot which one it was, and then he dropped, I think, Charged Up, and then like 2 days later he dropped back to back. And I think that's what won the battle for him. Let me see what you talking about over here. Jay-Z stolen lyrics. Yeah. Yeah, Jay-Z used some Biggie lines, and then Biggie was using like Slick Rick lines. Yeah. No. That's facts. That's facts. I mean, I think I didn't realize that was part of the, like, taking lyrics was a part of the game, because I came up in the Biggie era, right? I didn't know Biggie was taking Slick Rick, but you know, like my older uncles used to tell me stuff like that. And then you start listening to Slick Rick, you like, oh, like Biggie, can't you see? Like, it's Ricky, can't you see? Like, he literally took the whole song, the whole hook, and then made a whole different song to it. So, you know, it goes both ways. More than Biggie. Yeah, well, he did use a lot of Biggie lines. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, see, yeah, it went both ways. It went both ways for sure. But like, and people did get tired of him using Biggie lines, because already Diddy was already riding the Biggie train into the dirt. Like, he kept dropping these, he kept dropping these albums and whatnot. So Yeah, I feel you on the stolen music part.
Side, and he's
Yeah.
putting, and he's not.
Like I don't have what do I have to do with that? I chose the guy that was having a monster year. I think it was the right choice.
Word.
It wasn't in some sort of alliance to a battle. I don't.
Yeah.
What I care about them two guys battling, like what's that got to do with me?
Word.
Have at it. Have fun. It's almost like not just me, by the way. They drag everybody in it. Like everyone's part of this conspiracy to undermine.
Jay-Z know the optics of that though, because him and Drake had a little spat back in the day too. Jay-Z know the optics of picking Kendrick to do the Super Bowl. It just made Kendrick win even a lot bigger because you knew Kendrick was going to call him that at that halftime show for sure. I just had takeout, guys. I keep belching and drinking this Sprite.
Drake, I guess, but
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Like what? I'm fucking Jay-Z. or due respect to him, I'm fucking Hov. Do respectfully.
Word.
Like for what? To what end?
Yeah.
It couldn't be that these guys just don't like each other.
Yeah.
And I think they haven't liked each other for a long time.
Before you had anything to do with it.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
I think this has been brewing, just like me and Nas was brewing.
Yeah.
It didn't happen at the Summer Jam. That happened at Lexington TV sets, the minimum, whatever. It was.
Yeah, that Drake and Kendrick stuff been brewing, but it's mostly been coming from one side. They've been throwing subliminal shots at each other over the years, over the past decade. You know what I mean? And then I don't know who struck first, but like who made the dedicated diss track first, but like that did get out of hand. Me personally, I think people consume Family Matters the wrong way. That's a whole nother conversation because Family Matters is 3 tracks and Drake was talking on that. It was good sonically as well.
There was a whole bunch of stuff leading up to that point.
Myth Bleak, what is the Myth Bleak slugs in your hat, right?
It was slugs in your head. It was a bunch of like little things that led up to that point. And then when it happened, I actually regret that because I really like Nas. He's a really nice guy.
But also to your point, like I remember I was like 10 or 11 when that happened. I was like,
pick a side.
well, I was on your side.
Yeah, I can clearly.
But my position was I can't go out and buy Stillmatic or ask my parents to buy Stillmatic.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna borrow it and burn it because I can't deny one mic, you know?
Like I want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I ain't supporting them.
Or
Yeah.
so it's almost kind of like fostering the same independence that you carry versus like
Right back to the
just
beginning.
being like you're signed to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna curate your career in this sort of way.
Yeah.
You know. I never was comfortable with that anyway.
He did know, Red. He did know putting Kendrick in that halftime show what Kendrick was going to do. And that was I think that was his little subtle FU to Drake because of they past beef and all that. I definitely think he knew what he was doing with that for sure. But also making a good business deal, like, you know what I mean? A good business decision.
Being
An artist's
charged.
expression should be their expression.
Mhm.
I'm really much fall back. That's what I think what happened with Cole. Like just the narrative around Cole is that we didn't love Cole. No, we believed in him enough to let him find his journey.
Yeah.
And he found his path. It took him a minute,
Yeah.
but he found his way.
Was that something that you had to learn yourself though too? Because Cole will tell the story.
But that's a situation like, why sign Cole if you wasn't going to really like push him? Why sign somebody to have them find their way? What's the point of signing them? Right? So it goes back to what you was talking about with that capitalistic aspect to doing business earlier in this interview. Like, why sign Cole if you wasn't going to push him? And you knew Cole felt the way about you not helping him and whatnot. So that I mean, Hope know how to talk, man.
Story about how like you wanted to sit him with Stargate and maybe think about that single.
Yeah, I was giving him a chance to take his talent and show it to the most people possible.
Yeah.
But his way. I didn't force on it. It's like, here's this record from Stargate. And
That goes into what I'm saying. It's like, oh, I'm gonna sign you, but like you do your own thing, and do that. Like, that's whack. That's why his biggest album was his last album he had on that deal. I think it was Forest Hill Drive. That was a big album. You know what I mean? And even before then, I think Born Sinner is where Cole really got some good traction. Born Sinner was dope. Both versions of it too.
Putting it out. Like I forced Bleak to make Men Bleak is like, no.
I mean, I think that worked.
Bleak, my little brother. He has to listen to me. You know what I mean?
Word.
But like for J. Cole, he has to find his own direction. And I'm going to give him the tools.
Yeah.
I mean, we made big records with Stargate. They made humongous records and on Rihanna and blah, blah, blah. And even, I think they made the Wiz Khalifa Black and Yellow.
Yep. Yeah.
Biggest songs in the world.
Yeah.
You don't want to go sit with fine.
All right.
So I'm going to present that, but I'm not going to make them do it.
Yeah. What is your relationship with Cole like these days?
Obviously, there's things behind the scenes with, like audits and shit like that gets complicated.
Yeah.
But
what you mean? How's it complicated? Is it good business or bad business? What's going on? What's going on? Like,
I think given a chance to prove that you're above board is an opportunity.
Word.
So I don't have any negative feelings for him. I'm actually super proud of him and what he's done.
It sounds like you're still, like, when you came in, we were talking about the mixtape, like you're still engaging with the work as a fan too.
Yeah, Clue sent it to me actually.
Oh, word?
Clue, not Cole.
Yeah?
He sent it to me because he's proud, right?
Yeah.
Think about
shout out to DJ Clue, legend.
how Clue, like he have like a resurgence behind it.
Yeah. I want to go back to this idea we were talking about just doing things the right way, even when that comes to like attaining wealth and continuing to amass wealth. We're talking about B-sides. One of your illest lines to me is face to the ceiling, race to $1 billion, heaven on earth, will his wings still fit him? So like, what's the answer to that question? Is it a constant struggle to maintain?
Your morality defines who you are, right? It's not what you retain. It's not a dollar amount that changes you.
Yeah.
Right.
And if so, what is that dollar amount? When does it start? Is it 100,000? Is it 150? Like at what point, if it's a cutoff, if it's like all millionaires are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So at 999,000, I'm good. It can't be that way, right? It doesn't make any sense. The system is set up against me, against us. But I'm talking about my specific struggle.
Yeah.
Everything was against me. My talent, not taking advantage of people, not taking advantage of a system, not creating tax loopholes, not just taking from other people. No, my talent pushed against all the headwind. And with that success, I've done things with my reach that I wanted to do that was helpful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And with the system that we have, what are you going to do? Because I don't believe in that the idea that someone has a certain amount of money, it defines their personality.
So when you have like an example like that versus like the kind of, I would say, commonplace public perception that someone would say all billionaires are bad or no one should have $1 billion. Like, what's the tension in that?
I got to give you the honest answer.
Please.
There's no tension.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what you can believe what you want to believe.
Word.
And people behave the way they want to behave.
You was who you was before you got here.
Was who you was before you got here.
Yeah.
That's the makeup of your person. You're going to believe what you're going to believe, and you're going to behave the way you behave.
I think that was a good rich person answer right there, for sure. I don't give a fuck. It's more money. They gonna keep printing it. That makes
You're looking at a year that you defined to me as all offense, and you said that you made scratches, and they sounded kind of like fiery and maybe not anything you wanted to put out. So it made me wonder, like, what are the hallmarks of a great Jay-Z album right now? Like, what are you trying to put out there that you would want to put out there?
I don't know yet. I don't know. But I know that we have enough negativity currently. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I need to create currently that's gonna like fulfill me.
Okay.
And make me happy, because that's most important.
Yeah.
right? And whatever that feeling is, we're vibrating. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it right there. He was talking like that when he made the Magna Carta, and I love that album. He was talking just like that when he made the Magna Carta album. So, all right. He definitely built some anticipation. Let me stop sharing this. He definitely built some anticipation with this new album with me. Yeah, I mean, y'all can finish that if y'all want. It's the GQ joint. Yeah, I think it was a good production softball interview. I mean, he's giving a young bull an opportunity to interview him while schooling him at the same time. I mean, it's always a great opportunity when you're young and you're interviewing the first drug dealer billionaire in the music industry, Jay-Z himself. I mean, that's a hell of a thing to do. I'm gonna get out of here though. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like button. This late show was a little bit earlier because I'm trying to catch Rose show next. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure y'all like and share the video. I said that wrong. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the video. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.